Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we join the global community in launching the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence 2024. This annual campaign is not merely a symbolic initiative. It is a resolute call to action aimed at shedding light on the pervasive challenges faced by women and girls around the world. As representatives of the Nigerian people, this moment aligns closely with the House of Representatives' legislative agenda, which prioritizes gender equity as a key pillar. Our commitment to combating gender-based violence and promoting a more inclusive society remains unwavering as we strive to enact policies and legislation that address these critical issues and uphold the rights and dignity of all citizens.
These are not just ordinary 16 days. This is 16 days of active advocacy, 16 days of action, 16 days of accountability, and 16 days of upholding the dignity of great women around us.
This year, the House of Representatives is stepping up, joining with other activists and organizations to advocate for the rights of women in Nigeria. As champions of human rights, as we have clearly enunciated in our legislative agenda, we are going to join hands with others to ensure that we work to protect and advance the interests of women so that they enjoy the dignity, the privileges and the rights enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We have outlined these 16 days in order to engage, empower and educate the populace about activities that has to do with the empowerment of the women folk.
I have to respectfully toe the line of other leaders in making sure that whatever we do in this country as people representatives, that we consciously acknowledge and provide a space for our women. One, we should ensure that their rights and privileges are respected. The privileges are not abused. We should encourage them to be productive, to be people that are add value to the growth and development of this country.
Representation matters. When women are represented at the decision-making table, they bring in experiences and perspectives that address issues like gender-based violence. You cannot negotiate that lens. She's the one that sees through it. Without her, you can't do it for her. Representation is very important.
Women should be protected at all times. That is why I sponsored the bill that if a woman commits an offense that is punishable by death, if she's pregnant, the law should allow her to give birth to a baby before the death sentence kicks in.
With women in leadership positions, policies and programs of government will surely address root causes of our problem. And by so doing, the radical changes needed in our grassroots eventually take place.
In line with the legislative agenda of the 10th Assembly House of Representatives, our recent passage of the bill for an act to prevent, prohibit, and redress sexual harassment in tertiary educational institutions is a mark of our resolve to ensure a safe and respectful environment for all citizens.
The campaigns against gender violence should not stop in 10 December, should be a continuous campaign. And let me also encourage all relevant agencies to educate, empower, and also try and rehabilitate those people involved in this violence.
Do this for your mothers, your aunties, your wives, your female children, both Nigeria and world at large.
Let's remember the women that has held our hands through life. The doctors, the nurses, the teachers, the spiritual leaders, those hands behind every sweet, delicious meal, every meekness, every kindness, every lessons learned. Let's remember the women that we look up to.
As Speaker of the House of Representatives, I urge all Nigerians to unite in the fight to end gender-based violence. Beyond this, We must prioritize the advancement of women's full representation in every sphere of our national life, particularly in governance. The inclusion of women as equal partners in decision-making and leadership is not just a moral imperative, but a prerequisite for the future of Nigeria's democracy and sustainable development. Let us all commit to this shared responsibility, ensuring that every woman is valued, protected, and empowered to contribute to the progress and prosperity of our dear nation.